Hi, I'm Richard Hunt, doctoral student at Western Kentucky University, and today I'm at the Family Enrichment Center located at 1133 Adams Street in Bowling Green, Kentucky. And I want to share with you some of the very important things that the Family Enrichment Center is doing for South Central Kentucky. The Family Enrichment Center is a nonprofit organization and was established over 35 years ago. Today, they offer programs and services that focus on child abuse prevention and awareness, parenting, education, and adoption.
Originally, it was an intern student from Western who wrote a grant that wanted to provide a safety net for children who were in crisis. And they started by operating the We Care Nursery 3 nights a week in a one-room Head Start classroom on High Street. Well, Family Enrichment Center's mission is to empower families and prevent child abuse. And that's done by education, social support, and providing a safe environment for families and children in our community. It was just a group of concerned citizens that wanted to do something about child abuse and neglect. And so they started with the We Care Nursery in an effort to address, honestly, to address the fact that children who die as a result of child abuse, they're all ages, but the more high risk are those children 0 to 4 years of age. And it's because they're not in school. Our schools do a great job of reporting and things like that, but there's no support for the children, there's no voice for children unless they're in a structured program. The percentage there is like 44% of those children are under the age of 1. So again, it just goes back to families not having support, not having, the children don't have a voice. And so, we really strive to provide affordable care at We Care Nursery. We don't only provide the care, but we provide quality care. We are a star-rated center. We do have a board of directors that helps govern, strategically plan for how we're going to move in the years to come. The board is comprised of, I probably should say, about 20 professionals in the community, and they range from attorneys to homemakers to child psychologists, bankers. It's really trying to fill positions in which we need their expertise to help us. I'm not an accountant. I have my master's in social work, so my focus many times is on the programming, and I've always wanted our programs to be quality, research-based. I want us to make significant changes in families' lives. So all those, we meet monthly, and all those different people come together and really help support the agency in that way. They volunteer their time, and which we very much appreciate, but they also help us see long-term. It's just not about the here and now. It's about long-term and how do we see ourselves in 2 to 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. And we try to keep that as our ultimate goal. And so I tell people all the time, if you're looking for a successful grassroots effort that started, this is it. This is the picture of what that looks like. And so, as you can see, I'm very passionate about that. I'm excited about that. And I look for a lot of great things to happen to years to come.
The very first program of Family Enrichment Center was We Care Nursery, and it started as a respite nursery where parents would if your child needed care today, I would watch your child, and then tomorrow you would watch mine. But we've grown now to a center that is licensed for 29 children. And the other service that we provide with that is free respite care. So if a family is experiencing any type of crisis, or if a tired dad or mom just needs a break, they can actually bring their children to us for free for 10 hours a week, up to 30 hours a year. So we're the only agency that does that through our child care services. The other unique thing about We Care is that we have a family advocate on staff that we try really hard to work with the families and the children there, because these children are all at risk for child abuse and neglect. They have to meet a specific criteria to be able to come to We Care. The second program that we offer is parenting classes. Parents can come here to the agency. They can either choose a 6-week or 12-week option. There's a $25 deposit, but we give that back to them when they're able to complete the class. The next program would be our in-home parent education. We do that in Warren and Allen County, and it's an opportunity for a parent educator to actually come to your home once a month and work with you and your child to make sure they're ready to enter kindergarten and they have the best start possible. That service is a free service that we provide to the community. The next program we offer is supervised visitation services for families that are experiencing some type of crisis. If it's a custody issue or domestic violence, we provide a safe place for the parent to visit here while they figure out the situation and come to a peaceable agreement so the child is safe and not being harmed because of the process. One of the other programs we offer is we recruit foster and adoptive parents, and that for us is really, I don't think people think about that as being a prevention service, but it really is. If you can open your home and help these children have a safe environment, again, while a bad situation is being rectified, then we feel like that's a lovely opportunity for these children to have a safe place to be. And then some of the families, unfortunately, the goal will be termination of parental rights, and if that's the case, then we can help with the adoption process and answer questions. We're not an adoption agency, but we have lots of information that can help families through that process as well. We have a program called Safe Spots. I don't know if you've seen around town, most people have probably seen the little yellow triangles with the smiley face in the center. Well, those are the safe spots, and those are an indication for children that if they're in trouble or if they're lost or if somebody is trying to harm them, those yellow smiley faces are places where they can go to get help. And so we really like that program. If one child uses it, we feel like that has been well worth the effort. The other thing that we do is child abuse prevention awareness. And we can go to different agencies and provide presentations on parenting. Of course, April is Child Abuse Prevention Month, so we're really busy in April trying to promote awareness of this problem. You know, and while it's a terrible problem, it's 100% preventable if we have an engaged community that is concerned and cares about kids. Most of our funding comes from fundraising dollars, so we welcome help with fundraising. Donations are always appreciated, and 100% of the profits from our fundraisers go directly to services. I think that's very important because sometimes you give to organizations, big organizations, and you're not exactly sure where all your money's going, but we're good stewards of people's money. We try really hard to make every penny count. The other thing that is important to us is volunteers. We have volunteers that help with fundraising, come here and clean toys. I mean, sometimes it's not very big things that they don't seem very big, but they make a big difference to us and the families we serve. So we always have volunteer opportunities and we welcome volunteers. We utilize probably around 5,000 volunteer hours a year, and probably between 500 and 600 volunteers. So, you know, our biggest fundraiser so far is our Run and Walk for Children that we do every March. We had an event on this past Saturday, which was the Venetian Ball. One of our board members is very kind and generous and actually plans that event with our help, but he does that event. We have a mud run in August. It's called Mud Happens, One Bad Mud Run. And then the other thing that we do is called Buckets of Hope, which is a coin collection in the local schools where the kids bring in whatever change they find and they win ice cream parties and fun stuff for doing that.
I teach parent education classes at Family Enrichment Center. I've been working here for almost 4 years. I teach 3 to 4 classes each week. The classes are set up in 12-week intervals, so my evening class meets once a week for 12 weeks, and my daytime class meets twice a week for a total of 6 weeks. The Nurturing Parenting program developed by Dr. Stephen Bavlik is the curriculum that I use in class, and it's proven to be effective at changing parenting techniques to more nurturing practices. We focus on discipline, empathy, positive communication skills, and really it's interesting to see a parent come the first day of class and the last day of class when they graduate, to see how much their attitude about parenting and just being more positive and communicating with their children. It's just amazing how they change, and they really look forward to getting to use everything they've learned to actually apply it with their children. The majority of my parents are court-ordered to attend the classes. It's a part of their case plan. Most of them have social workers. Various reasons why they are court-ordered. Could be domestic violence, it could be substance abuse, neglect charges. A lot of the parents, their children are currently in foster care, so they are trying to do all that needs to be done to get their children back. I try to follow up even after they graduate, follow up with their caseworker and tell them to keep in touch with me, because I like to know, how everything turns out for them.
My major responsibility here at the Family Enrichment Center is to recruit foster and adoptive parents for the state of Kentucky. So I go to different events and take field phone calls, field questions, and then also help teach the classes that parents have to go through to be certified as foster and adoptive parents for Kentucky. They can call here looking for training questions, training resources. Maybe they need help finding a pediatrician for their child. I can kind of give them an idea of where they can start. And we also do what's called crisis counseling. So if a parent's having a bad day and they just need somebody to talk to, they can call here and I'll talk to them. I'll probably talk their head off, really. But we just do things like that, just keep a continued support for foster and adoptive parents, because it is a different world that they're entering in. I know this firsthand because I'm a foster and adoptive parent. So if a person is interested in becoming a foster and adoptive parent, they have to take what's called MAP classes, which is the Model Approach to Partnership and Parenting. We also get to know the parents a lot better. They have to go through extensive background checks. There's 5 different ones they have to go through. They do reference checks. They do credit reference checks. They have to have 3 personal references. And then there's a home study that's written, and then once that's been approved by the state, then they're approved to become a foster or adoptive parent, and then they start placing kids in their home.
So I hope this video has helped you see just how important the Family Enrichment Center is to South Central Kentucky, and the families and the children's lives that are touched by the wonderful things that this organization is doing. And I also hope you see that there are plenty of opportunities to volunteer and help with fundraising efforts. Thank you.